What's up guys, Single Player Nacho here. The Crimson Head. What else could possibly be said about the scariest enemy type in Resident Evil Remake? With its large claws, ungodly sounds, freakish speed, it's gotta be cocaine. There's not a lot of time to really think about the Crimson Head's origins, let alone the mythology behind the masks in the room where it's found. So who really was the Crimson Head boss before it became a BOW? How long was it suspended in that coffin? And what is the true meaning behind the death masks? So while you're playing through Resident Evil's remake, you'll find a few Crimson Heads here and there. It's not too special, until you come across the big boss himself, the Crimson Head Prototype 1, as it's formerly known. This thing is the apparent daddy of all other Crimson Heads. It's the original first prototype number 1 Crimson Head ever to be found. I'll repeat that it was found, not created. And I probably can't even use the word found for the Crimson Head Prototype 1. This thing woke up and decided to kill a bunch of Umbrella scientists. And Umbrella said, okay, who's this guy? Well, fortunately for Umbrella, the Crimson Head Prototype 1 is actually one of their own employees. An unidentified Umbrella USA employee was accidentally exposed to the Epsilon strain of the T-virus. Now, even though this guy was working for Umbrella USA, he must have not been that important because he went missing for several days, and he turned up dead or unconscious in one of Umbrella's facilities. Now think of this creepy scenario, okay? You're working for this company, they find you unconscious, and instead of, giving you back to your loved ones, they keep your corpse and experiment on it. Now yeah, you work for Umbrella USA, so you probably deserve to get some kind of punishment. Eventually, this unnamed Umbrella USA employee woke up. He was extra muscular, extra fast, and ferocious looking. Most of this information could be found on the document known as the V-Act. There is now evidence that when the host loses consciousness, the body goes into a dormant state. During this time, the virus becomes active and rapidly transforms and reconstructs the basic composition of the body. The host eventually mutated into a humanoid creature, which is the first prototype Crimson Head. Okay, so bravo, Umbrella, your unconscious employee evolved into a disgusting Crimson Head. So you're Umbrella, what do you do with this new ferocious creature? You keep it captive and you send in 4 unsuspecting employees to try to feed it something. What happens next? The first prototype Crimson Head devours all 4 of the employees with little to no effort. So I guess you could say that they successfully fed the Crimson Head, except he ended up going for a bigger meal, just 4 people. So what was Umbrella's response to losing human lives? They decided to keep it in an even safer location, praising it for its vicious kills. This researcher's note says that dangerous and precious prototype specimen can't be left there. We have to figure out a way to deal with it. Termination is definitely not an option. So the first prototype Crimson Head is an unnamed, unknown Umbrella scientist who was definitely not an important figure within Umbrella. If someone like William Birkin was exposed to the Epsilon strain and he started becoming unconscious, they definitely wouldn't keep him around as a pet. No, they'd try to help him. Besides the identity of the first prototype Crimson Head, the next mystery is, when did this all occur? What decade or what era is the Crimson Head from? And how long has he been stuck in that coffin? Our first lead is the Epsilon strain. When was this thing being developed? Which exact date? It must have been early on in its development because this is all a huge accident, right? Well, the T-virus began its inception in the 1960s, long time ago. And between the 1960s and 1998, when these huge cataclysmic events like the Raccoon City outbreak occurred, the T-virus was pretty novice in its first stages. It essentially acted as a poison and it would only kill people, and that's it. Later developments like the Epsilon strain came along between this huge gap in time, 1960s and 1990. I would have theorized that this Crimson Head event happened 60s or 70s because of the preferential treatment these scientists had when they found the Crimson Head. They thought it was their biggest creation yet. In fact, so big they kept it in a coffin for some reason, locked behind 4 distinct death masks. And this is where we have to pump in theories in order to explain the mythology behind death masks. There's 4. 1 mask without eyes, 1 mask without a mouth, 1 mask without a nose, and a completely featureless mask. Well, death masks are most famously known throughout history from ancient Egypt. The masks were placed on the faces of mummies within their own coffins. Now it's just not any mummies, I'm talking about King Tut types. The absolute royalty of ancient Egypt were given death masks. So this all starts to make sense, doesn't it? The 4 death mask keys, the tomb where the coffin is found. The coffin is at an elevated position. I stated that the first prototype Crimson Head was seen as special, but this makes it seem as though it was seen as treasure. Now the next connection is that the Crimson Head is somehow ancient, as it's clearly inspired by mummified corpses and royalty, but at this point it's all symbolic. Unless there's some kind of theory that the Umbrella USA employee was the ancestor of a mummy, but that's just insane even for me. And it's actually more of a possibility that the Crimson Head only spent a couple of years in that coffin because of the dates of the document V Act. Still, lots of this is left in mystery. If you guys enjoy watching little horror let's plays about weird indie games, check out my second channel, link will be in the description. Any support is appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the mystery and little history lesson we went through. What was your first reaction to that first prototype Crimson Head boss? Did you shit your pants like I did? Be sure to comment down below your thoughts and opinions and recommendations for other mystery type videos. Thank you so much for watching this video and for all the support. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and as always, stay single.